On page 4 of your manual, you will see a heading that says Definitions. And under this section of definitions, it talks about the difference between an adult and a minor. Now, by state regulations, an adult is anyone that is 18 years or older. Now, we have to be very conscious of this as we engage in ministry in an environment where we have youth as young as 12 and college students as old as 23, 24. Because in the eyes of the state, we have both minors and adults under our care. Now, this becomes incredibly important when it comes to things like rooming arrangements. Now, you may be aware of the fact that anyone over the age of 18 has to have a background check on file if they are to stay in the same room as a minor. Even if they're siblings, even if they're best friends since birth, even if they are from the same church. It is our legal responsibility to make sure that we have that background check on file. Now, it's not because we expect that anybody is going to do anything inappropriate, but it's simply to keep safe the minors and those that the state views as legal adults. Because if anyone were to come off the street or come into our camping ministry and make an accusation, we need to have things in place to protect us and to support us. And part of that is making sure that we have background checks on file for everyone that is 18 or older if they're going to be staying in the same room as a minor. Now, the other aspect where it becomes incredibly important is we may have some campers that are coming into Winterfest or camp that are in a dating relationship. And it is possible that one of them may be viewed as a minor and one of them as an adult. Now, we discourage against PDA during camp and Winterfest. We discourage that between our staff members, and we discourage that between our campers. And it's not because we don't believe that romance is a part of the church. My parents met at a camp in Kentucky, and that's where they began their relationship. And we believe that the camping ministry can be a wonderful environment for that. But that is not the purpose of the camping ministry. The purpose of the camping ministry is so that these teenagers can come into camp and experience God, to deepen their relationship with Him, or perhaps start a relationship with Him. Now, that becomes increasingly difficult if our staff members are very affectionate towards each other. That could be a distraction. We don't know what baggage our campers may be bringing in. It may make them extremely uncomfortable. But also, if they are infatuated with someone else at camp and they are focused and zeroed in on them, and their affection becomes a little bit too far, it can distract away from the meaning of camp and the purpose of camp. Now, it's not that we're going to go around to our campers and beat them over the head with a baseball bat and say, don't touch and you can't do any of these things, but we want to have an environment that allows them to experience God. Now, where the 18 and older and younger comes into play is that it becomes even more sticky if we have what the state views as an adult dating a minor. And that's when, as the camping ministries, we just need to have a conversation with two young adults that are almost adults. One is considered an adult by the state, to say, you know what, for your guys' safety and for the duration of this camping session and this ministry, we would just really appreciate it if you could maybe take things down a couple notches from whatever you guys are used to, just so that you're safe and that everyone else is safe, and so that we provide an environment that is void of distractions. We want to do that with grace. As I mentioned before, we don't want to beat anyone over the head and make them feel uncomfortable or dirty or as if they've done something wrong simply because they're dating someone. But we have to be careful in the eyes of the law, because someone may make an accusation. Now, you may be thinking, and we'll cover this several times throughout these videos, that'll never happen in our church, that will never happen in our ministry. It can happen to us. So we just have to be very careful about the things that we allow and the things that we engage in. So it's very important for us to remember those state guidelines between what is an adult and what is a minor.